Coming up, the Minister of National Security making his contribution to the budget debate in Parliament today. Also, The Water Has Come, the title of a new book that pens the experience of Hurricane Dorian survivors. And a Bahamian recording artist and Alive teaming up to surprise employees of ZNS Northern Service. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Rowe-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, national security continues to be a priority of the government. The Minister of National Security outlining plans to continue to strengthen this key agency during his contribution to the 2020-2021 budget debate in Parliament today. Ramiko Knowles has our top story.
The Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Deems, noting in his contribution that the Bahamian people knew what they were doing when electing the present government, and gives this reason why those in opposition are low in number.
Mr. Speaker, the side opposite either has a very short memory or suffers from a selected case of amnesia. Let me remind you, one of the principal reasons why you are only 4 today is because of your dismal handling of a storm that pales in comparison to Dorian. After Mr. Speaker, after Hurricane Joaquin and Matthew, your administration borrowed $150 million. But to this day, very little evidence and much controversy remains on how the money was spent.
Deems says since the proposed budget was presented, there has been much debate from various quarters on the financial measures that will have to be implemented during this upcoming fiscal period as a result of COVID-19 to safeguard our economy.
Mr. Speaker, the total capital and recurrent expenditures for the Ministry of National Security and the agencies under its remit for this upcoming fiscal period is $247,043,823, and this reflects a 3% increase from last year. $217,043,823 is allocated for recurrent expenditure, and this reflects a 1% decrease over last year. Meanwhile, $30 million is allocated for capital expenditure.
As it relates to crime in our nation, the minister says the Bahamas continues its downward trend, which means that the investments are paying dividends. He says for the period of January 1st to May 31st, 2020, overall crime in the country is down some 3% compared to last year.
Crimes against the person is down some 31%. Specifically, serious crimes such as murders is down 11%, attempted murder down 79%, and armed robberies is down some 35%. Robbery is down some 14%, rape is down some 30%, and unlawful sexual intercourse is down some 41%.
With reference to road safety, he says there have been 25 fatalities this year, which reflects a 4% decrease from last year during this time.
Of the incidents, 15 or 60% were on New Providence, 4 or 16% on Abaco, and 3 or 12% on the island of Grand Bahama. Males accounted for 21 or 84%, while females accounted for 4 or 16%. The 25 victims included 7 passengers, 7 pedestrians, and 2 motorcyclists.
Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority addressing a vexing issue. Officials say the pileup of derelict vehicles around the city is a growing concern.
To the residents who are operating these types of businesses, mechanic operations, body shop operations in our residential communities to cease and desist immediately.
It is important for the public to know that vehicles should not be parked on the verge, but in the premises. In addition to that, it is important for our residents to know that there is a process for the removal of a derelict vehicle. And so the inspectors of city management will place a yellow tag which represents 7 days that the owner must remove that vehicle. If that does not occur, we will then follow up with a final notice of 21 days, and within that same period, the list of vehicles will be placed in the papers. If the owner fails to comply with the 21-day notice, those vehicles will be removed at the owner's cost as well as destroyed. And so today, we find ourselves in a position where many of the storage facilities are filled, cannot accept derelict vehicles, but residents have hired persons to remove vehicles, and those, in some cases, licensees have moved those vehicles to inappropriate and unacceptable locations.
Now, GBPA is partnering with the Royal Bahamas Police Force to rid the city of this problem.
Closely in conjunction with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, the Department of Environmental Health, in making Grand Bahama a better place to live for residents. We are adamant about the situation with the amount of derelict vehicles.
So we're encouraging residents wherever they can to do their part in helping us to achieve this objective.
Switching gears, the stories of Hurricane Dorian survivors penned through a new book called The Water Has Come. Tonight, the author tells us that although it was a painful experience, it had to be shared through the eyes of those who overcame the worst storm to hit the Atlantic Ocean. Never forget the devastating impact of Hurricane Dorian last September. The Category 5 storm left her family without a home, yet her faith remained unshaken. She recalls what it was like with her husband and 3 children in what she believed could have very well been their last moment together.
And we're standing, and because basically we couldn't sit anywhere comfortably, so we're standing in the roof on the rafters for almost 36 hours. Yeah, it was a painful experience. I mean, we sat here and there, but it just was very uncomfortable. And when we received the news that the hurricane was not moving, stationary for 12 hours, that is when our home really took a beating. And so we saw, like pieces of the roof break away. And so we had a glimpse of what it was like outside. And honestly, faith kept us calm, but there were many moments when I thought, okay, we're gonna die.
But she says they received the peace that passed all understanding.
My husband and I, we actually at one point made peace with it. Like, okay, God, if this is how we were intended to go, then, our souls are in the right place. We prayed with our children. So, my mom was also on my son who wasn't here, and I was thinking, wow, what would life be like for him if he lost his parents, all of his siblings? So, like a lot of thoughts were entering my mind, but at the same time, I said, okay, no, we cannot think about the negative outcome that is possible. Let's just think we are gonna live. We're gonna live through this.
But Keldra believed that God made good on his promise that they would live and not die. And she made good on her promise as well. That promise was if she made it out alive, she would pen her experience as well as others.
There were countless stories that needed to be told. Some people, others were trapped in their roofs. Some were on the top of their roofs. I had a neighbor who, after the hurricane had subsided, he walked to us in waist-high water, and he shared his experience about being on the top of his roof. Then there were others who, the people at the farm, just spending the time out there, losing all of their animals. Some who were in the pine yard, just clinging onto the branches for hours on end. And I just felt like history had been made, and we needed to preserve it some way.
The book, The Water Has Come, Kelly says, is receiving rave reviews.
Every comment, every review that I would have gotten so far has just been like amazing. You know, they've really gravitated toward the content of the book. They say you just want to rally for the characters in the book to see who made it, who did not make it, because I wrote it in such a way that you have to read to the end to find out if this character actually survived and which ones did not. And so it was really just important for me to pay tribute to the people who did not survive. You know, I know what their last hours would have been like, and I just think the world needed to know that as well.
The Water Has Come is available through delivery at 806-1832, or you can purchase at Bethel's Bookstore and Bellevue Gifts.
Haggai chapter 2 and verse 9. It declares, "The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former, said the Lord of hosts, and in this place will I give peace, said the Lord of hosts." This is a prophetic word that God gave to the prophet Haggai to send to Zerubbabel, the governor, to encourage the people of God who had been in isolation under the Babylonian captivity for 70 years. They have suffered the loss of their city, the loss of the magnificent and glorious temple. It took much time in articulation, a place of prominence, but it was destroyed. And so after 70 years, God allowed the people of God to go back into Jerusalem. They began to build the houses, but they allowed the house of God to remain dormant. And God sent a word of rebuke to the people, and he said to consider their ways. And so after a short period of time, they've given consent, and they've given their time to go back and reconstruct the temple. God said to the prophet, he said, "There were some among you that have seen the house in its former glory. How do it look now? Don't it look like nothing?" The point that he made is that after all that was suffered loss as to what they had, God promised them that in this latter glory, there will be greatness in the latter glory. And so I just want to encourage those of you that may have lost your jobs, may have lost your businesses. Don't give up on God. Don't lose hope. Continue to trust God. God is waiting for you. I declare and decree over you that your best days are in front of you. God bless you today, and be encouraged, Bahamas.
A special treat for the staff at the BCB. Find out more after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Dolly Madison Home Center is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to serve your household needs. Ace Hardware, Whirlpool, and GE Appliances, and more. Be sure to ask an associate for assistance if you don't see what you came for. Social distancing and masks are in full effect. And the good news is we will be moving to the former rooms to go in the front of the store as renovations are completed. Join us Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come on down now.
Congratulations, Jada Hanfield, valedictorian and head girl from Sunland Baptist Academy. You've made us all proud, and that's coming from your mom, Giovanna, and the entire family.
Each hurricane season brings unpredictable conditions. We don't know what to expect or how it will impact us. But what we do know is, as a team, as a community, we're stronger together. And there's no weather system that we'll allow to break us. We may be down for a while, but definitely not out. Just like you, know that we are prepared to weather this storm season. It's what we do. We know that you count on us to power every moment of every day. And that is why, when there is an outage, we respond quickly, safely, to troubleshoot and restore the power to all of our customers. So as we're prepared to take care of you this storm season, ensure that you, your families, and your homes are prepared.
Congratulations to graduate of Sunland Baptist Academy, Deputy Head Boy Yanni Turnquest, from your parents Eric and Yamika, sisters Raisha and Erica, family and friends. May you always be a beacon of light. We love you and God bless you.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Grand Bahama Academy overcoming challenges and finishing this school year strong in the face of COVID-19. Jay Philippe reports.
Like every other school on the island, Grand Bahama Academy has had its challenges with virtual learning since the COVID-19 pandemic. However, students and teachers were able to master online learning and teaching to successfully complete the academic school year. Avani Wellington, principal of Grand Bahama Academy, says the school is now ready for the promotion exercise for their 6th graders.
The parents are going to be in their cars in the front of the schoolyard. We're going to have in the front here set up nicely, decorated and everything. And the graduates will come out twice when they are about to sing their class song and when they are about to receive their certificates and awards.
Wellington says there were some challenges with planning for the graduation. Ultimately, administration agreed to proceed with a virtual graduation that will take place for the 12th grade seniors on various social media platforms, including Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube, with a special twist where the graduates would be receiving their diplomas in person on the very same day.
After the ceremony at 3, which we're hoping that it will end by 4, with our Minister Frankie Campbell, who will be our guest speaker. And after the ceremony, all the graduates are going to parade to the school and they are going to pick up their awards. So we'll have like an award ceremony for the graduates after the ceremony is broadcasted on Zoom and Facebook and YouTube. And we know it's going to be fantastic. They're going to enjoy it. We're trying to make it as special as possible. They'll be in their gowns. We have basically everything, but it's just that it's going to be on a smaller scale in terms of interaction, because we want to make sure that we maintain that social distancing and all that.
Principal Wellington notes that graduation represents the culmination and recognition of all the hard work, and that's why the school wanted to get creative and celebrate.
Because of other issues that came up, we had to just stick with the virtual. So because of the virtual, and we still want to make it as special for them, we decide, since we're having the primary school in the morning and the school grounds will be decorated and everything, we will have that ceremony part where the graduates can come, collect their stuff, walk in their gowns, take their pictures, and make it special.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Well, several organizations coming together to give back to those on the front line of the COVID-19 battle. Bahamian recording artist Julian Believe Thompson, along with Alive, providing hot meals and Believe wine for the staff at ZNS Northern Service. Thompson says the gesture is to show employees that they are not forgotten during this difficult period, while marketing coordinator at Alive, Desiree Joseph, says Thompson is a close partner with Alive as well as a social media ambassador, and they're pleased to partner with him in this initiative.
We've watched the ZNS team over the last, I'd say, 9 months, especially after Dorian and then going into COVID-19. And we just wanted to do something on behalf of Believe Wines, Fluid Factory and Alive, to just show our appreciation and let you guys know we're with you, we stand by you, and we love you guys for what you do for us on a daily basis.
We're so excited to partner with them in these community initiatives because, Alive, we do believe in community, we believe in giving back and being forefront and present. Whenever there's a chance to do anything great, we are always in there. So this is a great day that we wanted to come out and just give back to our essential workers. You guys have been on the front lines and have been doing such a great job keeping the community abreast.
Well, owner of Grand Bahama Wines and Spirits, Clavon Duncombe, and manager of Keeping It Clean, Torrente Lang, also partnering with the artist.
He called me. He's like, Levon, we need some give back to some of the workers, the essential workers in Grandmama, and it was a no-brainer. It took me about 5 minutes. I got on the phone, called Durende from Keep It Clean, telling me we have to prepare 300 plates and be giving out them throughout the island, and it was a no-brainer. We always here to show our support from anything that's going on in Grand Bahama. We're there. ZNS is there, so it was a no-brainer for us.
So what we pretty much wanted to do is we wanted to provide services and putting the meals together for all of the essential workers, because we know so many of them are sacrificing a lot of their times, and this is such a good deed that they're doing to not only Grand Bahama but the entire Bimini populace.
Meanwhile, international travel set to resume in the country July 1st. Bahamas Air through its Facebook page noting that a schedule will be released soon and will include any pertinent information on travel requirements and rules. But get this, the national flag carrier also showing off their excitement of getting back to business through a video that is already trending on social media. Take a look.
Yeah, I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never get loose. Get loose, get loose. I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never. I thought you could never get loose. Get loose, get loose. Yeah. Loose. Yeah, I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never get loose. Get loose, get loose. I thought you could never get loose. I thought you could never. I thought you could never get loose. Get loose, get loose.
Way to go, Bahamas Air crew. I think I'm going to do something like that when I get some vacation. Well, you can also visit Bahamas Air's social media page for more information on their flash sales and scheduling. That's a look at stories making news. We'll be back right after this.
Show your dad some L-O-V-E love. Shop at Esquire Men's Freeport. Up to 50% off June 15th through 20th. Open until 7 p.m. all week.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills for their debt consolidation loan, give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And a savings plan with 5% interest? Wow, finally! A bank that's looking out for me. What do you want me to sign?
That's not all. We also offer competitive interest rates and free financial coaching.
That's Fidelity. You ain't hear me. Where do I sign?
The Pilot Club of Lucaya extends congratulations and best wishes to our anchors, class of 2020.
time now for the morning report.
ZNS News, the morning report for Tuesday, May 19, 2020. Good morning.
Stand by.
The island of Bimini is now in day 2 of their 2-week lockdown. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases on that northern island now stands at 13.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Forex is the exchange of foreign currency. For many persons, the currency trading industry may seem complicated.
It's time now for the Northern Edition Evening Report.
This is ZNS News, the Evening Report for Tuesday, May 19th, 2020. Good evening, all. I'm Ramiko Gnomes.
Teachers at Mary Star have been using its features in a lot of different ways.
Hello, is introduction.
I wonder who we have working for 6:30.
I put Gordon in there.
Audio and A.
Check the board, Jiggaman. Check the board.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Stand by. Stand by. Tequila and cue.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Helping news today marked the beginning of Bimini's 2-week lockdown, which is expected to end on May 30th.
The store is only letting so many persons in. Do you think that's going to become a challenge in a sense?
We have to do something. Us being a very small nation,
An unprecedented time. The fight to combat this latest pandemic continues. Extreme measures taken.
A curfew is imposed every day for 24 hours.
International travel and the country's borders now shut down. Local businesses closed and the country on a 24-hour lockdown. Police patrolling the streets and those in breach will be made to answer. The coronavirus, a global crisis now affecting the Bahamas.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And our Facebook friend of the day is none other than Rex Moss. Thank you for always watching. And we also want to wish a special happy birthday to Superintendent of Police, Teresita Pinder, as well as our very own Jamila Mizik. We hope you beautiful ladies enjoy. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshina Roll-Parkinson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.